Alright guys, this is the first episode of the Break Even series where I'm trying to shoot under par on our golf simulator at the MODGolf studio. Got this drive here, kind of got up to it pretty quick. Just hooked it just a touch over in the rough or the pine straw. Not a great start. I'm trying to punch out here. It's a big dog leg to the left. So just trying to really come underneath and get a little hook in there. Almost hit the tree, but ended up working out just fine. Back out into the fairway. Pretty happy with that result there. Got a little wedge in on this opening par 5 at Spyglass Hill. That's where we're playing today. Felt pretty good about that swing. It looked pretty good. Just a touch to the left and just a little bit outside of the gimme range. Pretty hopeful. Good look at birdie on the first. With these putts, it's always kind of hard to tell at first where you should really be aiming. Thought I hit a pretty good putt. Maybe pulled it just a touch, and it ended up going a little bit left. But nice little gimme par. I'll definitely take that. Alright, this next hole is one of my favorites at Spyglass Hill, actually. Got my driving iron out. Been really working with this and the setup just to try to, get a good pure strike. Hit it a touch heavy, but it ended up going about 240, 245 over in the left rough. I think it's about close to 100 yards uphill, maybe a little bit less. So I think I've got my 52 degree here. Just trying to make a good stroke, a good swing at it. And I pulled it just a little bit left. Pretty big mistake in that range, trying to shoot even par. You don't have a lot of room for too many errors. And with this chip here, hit it right on line. Kicked a little bit left, but just too much power with it. I've been really working on my chips, trying to swing a little bit slower. I feel like I have to kind of swing pretty hard at it to get good contact, but learning that I don't have to do that. But nice little putt there, but ended up with a bogey. So already feeling the pressure, right? 1 over through 2. Trying to shoot under par. It's going to be a pretty tough task for the rest of this time. Got about 160 downhill. Once again, yanked it a little bit to the left. That's kind of been my miss, and you'll see a little bit more of that later on in the video. And then just kind of, pulling my hands over, opening the shoulders up a little bit on those chips too. As you see there, kind of pulled that one to the left. Got a relatively tough putt for par, and I ended up pulling that one as well. Like I said, it was kind of tough judging where the straight point was kind of at first, so just trying to get into that and get that online. Got another driving iron here. Hit it a lot heavier this time. It barely ended up going over 200 yards, I think, and over in the left rough. Luckily, this is a short hole, but as you'll see here in a second, the green is very tricky. So I think I had about 129 in here, hitting a nice smooth pitching wedge. Hit it really good. It was on line, coming into the green, just short of the green, and then bang. Rolls way past, keeps going, about 35 feet past the hole, with this double breaker up the hill about 3 feet. Not a good lag putt, as you can see there. That definitely is not going 36 feet or 35 feet or whatever up the hill. So hit the green in regulation, left myself with a awful second putt, and once again couldn't get it to the hole. It almost came back out of the gimme range, but 3-putt bogey there. Alright, and then here we've got a little par 3, about 200 yards, 205 maybe. Tried to blast the 5-iron because that's kind of right at my 5-iron range. And when I'm swinging hard, I usually don't hit the ball very well. As you can see there, it ended up coming a little bit short in the bunker. Once again, with the short shots, just taking too big of a swing. You know, I got a lot of stuff to work on, especially with my short game here. You know, I can't believe it myself, 25, 30 feet for par. Luckily, I did kind of get a better feeling and a better idea of where the line is on the simulator, and I was able to luckily make that putt for par. Kind of stopped the bleeding a little bit. Hit a good drive here, you know, right down the middle. It didn't turn over to the left, so that's kind of one of my misses, is a big duck hook. You saw a little bit of that on the first hole. It kind of hooked a little bit. That was pretty straight, maybe a little bit of a fade, kind of right down the middle. Left myself in a good position here. Can't remember what I had left to the hole, but it was a pretty short iron, I believe. And once again, it cannot be missing like that if I'm going to be breaking even and shooting under par, right? I mean, 150, 160 yards and pulling it about 10 yards left. Once again, kind of over the top and swinging left with my short shots. You know, pulled it and once again, too big of a swing, hit it a little bit too long. Really working on my tempo, trying to slow it down a little bit for those touchier shots, just to get a little bit better feel for it. So not a great hole there, but happy with the drive. That's where I've been struggling a lot too. Here you see kind of pulling it a little bit to the left and hitting a little bit of a draw back in the bunker, which in real life this shot would have been a little bit tougher, right? Fairway bunkers are a little bit tougher to do, but there's no lie penalty, so it's just like a regular shot. Wasn't sure with the lip, so I ended up choosing a 9-iron to lay up short and laid up in the rough. Big miss, but here on the simulator, once again, not as big of an issue because there is no lie penalty and I'm hitting from a perfect lie every time. Pretty good shot in here. Once again, a little bit to the left. Not to sound like a broken record, but that's going to be kind of the theme for the day. Then a putt, didn't give it enough borrow and left it short side on the low side. Got another driver here. Pretty pure strike. Hitting it a little bit low, but that's okay. I'd prefer that over hitting kind of a sky shot. Once again, pretty much right down the middle, which is not like me, especially in you know, on a real golf course and not on the simulator. I definitely have trouble hitting the drives pretty straight. Good approach, just misjudged the uphill there a little bit. Left myself a huge putt. And once again, the lag putting, not doing very well. Having a tough time judging how hard to hit those putts. But then come back with a nice little 10, 12 footer. So kind of, you know, taking some positives away here at, you know, my mental stage at this point is, you know, a lot of pressure, kind of got to come back from this. I mean, to have any chance of shooting under par, I've got to go, I think, at this point, 4 or 5 under from here, just to shoot 1 under par. So it's always tough getting you know, off to a bad start. And for me, mentally, that's where I struggle a lot, is just kind of trying not to give up. You know, if I'm kind of going out there trying to shoot a really low score, which I am every time, kind of really high expectations, which I probably shouldn't have because I don't get to play that often. You know, I struggle with just kind of giving up right off the bat if I don't start off well. Sorry, getting kind of off topic there. Hit a good drive here. Once again, really pleased with my drives this round. You know, I've been working on staying in my posture and improving my posture at setup as well. Kind of had a rounded back a lot and pretty vertical. So I'm working on bending at the waist a little bit and kind of being a little bit more over the ball. That's just helping me. Doesn't work for everybody. Once again, too long of a chip. and pulled it. And then left myself with a tough putt again for par, missed it. So really struggling here, got a bogey, now I'm at 4 over. Once again, I'm probably through 7 or 8 holes here. So yeah, it's kind of looking like a tough road to come back to breaking even. But nonetheless, trying to stay in a positive mindset and, just keep playing, just try to keep hitting the next shot really well, right? There's a lot of quotes and sayings about, the next shot's the most important one. So just trying to stay in that mindset. So playing really well on this hole. Actually, it's a par 5. It was reachable in 2. Hit a good drive down the left, and then a hybrid just kind of on the backside of the green. So I've got 2 putts for birdie here. So in a pretty good position. And finally hit a good lag putt with the right speed. Pretty good line. You see a little bit of a fist pump, just trying to get back into a groove. Got a birdie there. So back to 3 over. So looking a little bit more hopeful. Feeling a little bit more hopeful. But then once again here on this par 3, a little bit short and left. Kind of my heart kind of skipped a beat there for a second because of that kick off the hill. I thought I was going to go into the water, but luckily stayed up and then learned my lesson from all those other short shots. Took a little bit shorter swing, a little bit slower tempo, and got it in the gimme range for a nice little par there. A little bit of a drive to the left here, but it's in the fairway on the left side. With the way I've been driving the ball, I cannot complain one bit about that. Didn't go extremely far, but left myself in a good position with a nice little shorter mid-iron here. Tugged it here. Yep, I remember that. I felt that right away. I knew the face was a little bit closed. Coming over the top just a touch, kind of swinging to the left a little too early. So not the best swing there. Another tug on the chip shot. Been really working on mainly making good contact, which I did there. So pretty pleased with the contact overall on the chips. Didn't hit them really thin or chunky, but just not a good angle and a little bit too hard most of the time. Made a pretty good putt there. So I think I'm on to the 14th hole here, if I read that correctly. Got driver in hand. Been feeling pretty confident this round with that driver. Hit another good one down kind of the left center of the fairway. I think this one ended up going a pretty good distance. Got a little bit of a ways into the green here. Got the hybrid and just tugged it a touch, but had to kind of flirt with that tree line because of the water on the right. So here the playing aggressive kind of caught up with me. Ended up leaving a large approach shot into this par 5. Got lucky with the backstop there. I did not know that was there. Not gonna lie to you guys. But left a good putt for birdie. I think at this point I'm back at 4 over, if I'm not mistaken. So it's, a long road ahead at this point. Just trying to make a good putt. Pulled it just a little bit, maybe underread it a little bit. And got the gimme there for par. Got a nice little par 3 here. Hit a good shot. I think it was a pitching wedge. Finally left one on the right side, which I'm not trying to do, obviously, but at least it was not, a pull to the left, leaving myself short-sighted. Got it on the green. Had a nice putt for birdie. Just missed it, but left it in the gimme range for par. Pulled this one, kind of a little duck hook on the drive, which is one of my big misses. I do tend to also hit a big block slice out to the right. It's kind of unfortunate when your big miss is kind of both ways it's hard to play or favor any one of those shots. Thought I hit a good ball here, pulled it just a little bit, maybe hit it a little bit chunky, left it in the bunker. Kind of a tough shot. I mean, course management has not been good this round. My misses have been in probably some of the worst spots that you could be in with these greens out here at Spyglass. You know, you leave yourself in certain positions and it's all downhill working away from you, short green to work with. You know, it's tough to leave the ball above the, or tough to leave the ball in a good spot. And then at this point, I know I am not going to shoot under par, and this is kind of my mindset. You know, I'm giving up here. Just trying to hit some miraculous shots and try as best I can to play really aggressively and go as low as possible, whereas I should be playing smart. Hit a big hook because I was trying to get it around the corner, hit it in the trees, then tried to hook it again, left it short, then got up here in 3 and luckily made the par putt, so it didn't cost me too much. But at this point I'm 4 over going into the last hole. Really positive things though coming out of this round. I was able to stay in my posture pretty well, hit a lot of good drives. Even these misses with the driver haven't been too bad, just slightly left of the fairway, but still in play, you know, not crazy in the trees or anything like that, except for that one I was being really aggressive on. Short irons, iron shots, pretty good. I'm staying stable, and that's one of my big focuses right now. But just working on not hitting that pull draw into these short-sided areas. You know, no green to work with really here. I guess a little bit of green, but it's, you know, downhill from once you get on the green. You know, tough shot from the bunker there. Got relatively close, but not in the gimme range. I got to make this tough 7 or 8 footer for par, and did not make it. So ended up with a 5 over 77. So overall, you know, first round on the series, pretty happy with it actually. Have learned a lot from it. I would say it's always good to take video of yourself swinging, just to kind of see if what you're feeling is actually what is happening. Thanks for watching, and see y'all next time.